Hi, it's Julie. I'm here with Stephanie at Club Pilates East Cobb. We're going to be bringing you guys a mat workout that you can do from home today. Always remember, as with any exercise or class at Club Pilates, it's always important to consult your physician before starting any type of physical activity. Please be sure that as we go through the workout, you listen to your body. If you have any injuries or limitations, just making sure that if anything feels weird or uncomfortable, certainly if anything feels painful, you stop right away. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Stephanie, I'm gonna have you go ahead and have a seat on the center of the mat, sitting up tall with your legs extended long, making sure you have a little bit of room behind you as well as in front of you so we can roll back. So we're just gonna start with some nice seated breathing. So go ahead, take your hands, place them around your rib cage. Your forefingers should wrap around the ribs while your thumbs wrap around the back of your ribs. Start by taking a nice deep inhale, feeling your lungs fill with air, and exhale as you blow all that stale air out. Let's do about 3 more like that. Inhale, feel those ribs expand laterally. As you exhale, feel those ribs knit all the way back together. 2 more just like that. 1 more nice deep inhale. Feel free to close your eyes if you'd like. And exhale, blow all the stale air out. 1 more just like that. Nice deep inhale. And exhale, blow all that air away. Good. Now sitting up tall, go ahead and reach the arms out in front of you. We're just gonna start with some roll backs and some roll ups to warm up the spine. So you're gonna take an inhale, tip your chin to your chest. As you exhale, you're gonna slowly start to roll back, leading from the low back. Let the low back touch, then the middle back, then the upper back, and finally your head. Once you get all the way down, keep those arms reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, tip your chin to your chest, and exhale, slowly start to roll up, keeping that belly button pressing in towards your spine. When you get all the way up, think about sitting up a little taller than you did last time. We're gonna do 2 more like that. Inhale, tip your chin to your chest. Exhale, slowly roll back, 1 bone at a time, every vertebrae hitting the mat. Once the head touches, reach the arms up. Inhale, tip your chin to your chest, and exhale, slowly roll up. Peeling your spine off the mat, 1 segment at a time. Last one like this, we're just gonna go back. Inhale, tip your chin to your chest. Exhale, think about using your abdominals to control yourself as you slowly roll back down onto that mat. Good. As your head touches, let's keep the arms reaching up towards the ceiling here. Palms should face in towards each other. We're gonna inhale, pull 1 leg into tabletop. Exhale, bring the other leg to meet it, finding your imprinted spine. So you should feel that low back gently pressing into the carriage here. We're gonna inhale, tip the chin to the chest. Exhale, curl up, lowering your arms down by your hips, coming into your chest lift position. Let's start pumping the arms for that 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything else is still here, only the arms are moving. Feel free to take a modification if you need it. You're welcome to lay down that head, neck, and chest if you're feeling any pain or strain in the necks. You also have the option to extend your legs for a little more work. You can extend the legs long on the diagonal, or you can reach the legs up towards the ceiling for a little less work. Keep pumping those arms about halfway there. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Bend your knees back into tabletop and lower down head, neck, and chest. Being sure to take a quick little break if you need to. If not, keep those legs in tabletop. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling again. Inhale, tip your chin to your chest, and exhale, curl up, reaching the arms for your hips. We're gonna start with our single leg stretch. So place both hands on your left shin, pull it in towards your body as you extend the opposite leg, and switch. Good. Pull the opposite knee in and switch. Good. Keep moving just like that. Really think about pulling that knee in towards your body. Good. Let's do 2 and 2, 1, and 1. Good, come back to tabletop. Now both hands reach for your shins. You're gonna inhale, exhale, shoot your legs out towards the center of the room as you reach the arms back overhead. Circle the arms around as you pull your knees in towards your chest, and repeat. Let's do 4 like that. Circle the arms, pulling the knees in. Good, reach the arms up overhead. Last 2 like that. Reach and circle. Good, 1 more here, extend those legs, then pull them back in towards your chest. Good. Now find that tabletop position, taking your hands behind your head. You wanna make sure you're just lightly cradling your head. You should be able to see your elbows in your peripheral vision. We're gonna pull the right knee in towards the left armpit as you extend the opposite leg for our crisscross. Good, and then switch. Really think about pulling that knee across your body. Again, aiming towards the armpit versus aiming towards your elbow. Making sure you're not pulling on that neck, just lightly cradling. Let's do 1 more on each side. Good, and then bring everything back to the center. Good. From here, go ahead and extend those legs up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. We're gonna lower the legs down to about 45 degrees and lift them right back up. Let's use our inhale to lower and exhale to lift the legs back up towards the ceiling. Everyone's range is going to be a little different here, so you want to make sure you're not rocking from that imprinted spine to neutral. Last one, lower those legs and lift. Good. Now keep the legs reaching. Remove the hands from the head. You're going to pull the left straight leg in towards your body as you lower the right leg down towards the mat. Give it a pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull towards your body and switch. Good, for single straight leg stretch. Pull, pull, and switch. Making sure as you pull, you're not pulling on any joints. You wanna aim for that calf, never your knee or your ankle. Good, 1 more each side. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Good, 1 more. Now bring your legs back into tabletop and let's lay everything down for a quick rake. You can go ahead and place your feet on the floor. So we went through that pretty fast. Feel free, to take breaks if you need it, of course. So now that we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and have you reach your arms long down by your side for a couple of bridges. So we're just gonna get started with a couple of pelvic rocks. So take a second to find your neutral pelvis, your neutral spine. We're looking for a little bit of space underneath that low back and a flat surface across the hips and pubic bone. So essentially, if you're in neutral, you could try and balance a glass of water on your pelvis. So thinking about that glass of water sitting on our pelvis, you're gonna inhale, tip your pelvis towards your nose, letting your low back gently press into the mat, finding your imprint. As you exhale, you're gonna rock back to that neutral, finding your little bit of space and that nice flat surface. 2 more like that. Inhale, tip your pelvis towards your nose. It's like you're gonna spill that glass of water all over your chest. And then exhale, rock back to neutral. 1 more like that. Inhale, tip your pelvis towards your nose, find your imprint, and exhale, come back to your neutral. Good. All right, thinking about staying in that neutral, we're gonna go into some bridging. Always making sure you're comfortable. That's always important for a home workout. All right, arms are reaching long down by your side. Think about pressing them into the mat so they stay active and working. We're gonna inhale, hinge the hips up towards the ceiling. Good. And then exhale, lower everything back down. 1 more like that. Inhale, lift the hips and hold it. So as you can see, Stephanie's got a beautiful bridge with a nice long line running from the shoulder to the hip to the knee. Front 2 ribs stay knitted together, and exhale, lower everything down. Good, getting ready to add on, so you're welcome just to hold the bridge if that's what you're working on today. If not, we can make it a little more challenging. So Stephanie, let's inhale, hinge those hips up towards the ceiling, finding that perfect bridge. Now, you're gonna reach the right leg up towards the ceiling, pointing your toe. Good. Option to hold here, or you can lower that leg down towards the mat, trying to keep the hips even, and then lift it right back up. Let's do 2 more. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Good. Now bend your knee, place that foot back on the floor, Extend the opposite leg up towards the ceiling. Again, option just to hold here, or you can lower that leg down towards the mat and lift it right back up. 2 more here, lower, keeping those hips even, keeping those front ribs knitted together, and lift. Good, now bend your knee, placing that foot down on the floor, and lower the hips back down. Good. All right, last one here. We're gonna move on to our rolling or articulating bridge. So if you have any low back things going on, you're just gonna wanna stay in that hinge. If not, you're gonna inhale to prepare. Exhale, tip your pelvis towards your nose, rolling through your imprint, and then continue to peel and roll your hips off the mat, one segment at a time. Good. Holding that nice strong bridge, let's lift the heels off the mat, coming up to your tippy toes, and lower the heels. Good. Lift and lower. Good. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heels, inhale, and exhale. Start to slowly roll your spine down, one segment at a time. After the tail touches, you can rock back to your neutral and relax. Good work. All right, moving on to some planks. Let's go ahead and carefully roll over onto your belly. So I want you to come to hands and knees or forearms and knees on the mat. So whatever you choose, whether you're on forearms or straight arms, we're looking for shoulders to be right over the elbows, hips to be right over the knees, a nice flat back with your belly button pulling in towards your spine. All right, Steph, when you're ready, you're gonna inhale, reach one leg back behind you, and then the other, coming up into your perfect plank. So again, we're looking for that long straight line that runs from the shoulder to the hip to the knee. Hips are low, belly's pulled in tight. We're just holding this one. Really think about filling that space between your shoulder blades with muscle to keep that shoulder girdle nice and strong. Most importantly, don't forget to breathe here. We're gonna keep holding for about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lower your knees down towards the mat and then sink back into your heels, taking a little stretch. Reaching the fingertips forward on the mat. And then when you're ready, you're gonna shift your weight forward again, bringing the shoulders back over the elbows and your hips back over the knees. Reach the legs behind you one at a time, coming up to your plank. Know as you're planking here, like I said, you can stay down on your forearms. You can also keep your knees down on the mat to make it a little more doable. Always the option just to hold the plank here, but we are gonna start to add on. Go ahead and draw the right knee in towards your chest. Extend it back behind you. Now pull the left knee in towards your chest. Keep moving like that. Left, then right, left, then right. Your hips look really low and level here. Nothing's really moving except for those legs. So if you'd like, you can start to pick up that pace a little bit. You can make it a little quick and fast. Good for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Gently lower those knees down to the mat and stretch back onto your heels again. Then shift your weight forward, coming to hands and knees. If you're not already up on straight arms, go ahead and come up onto your hands for our cat-cow stretch. So we're gonna inhale, tip your chin to your chest, round the spine up, press the belly button in towards your spine as you round like a scared cat on Halloween. As you exhale, you're gonna start to press nose and pelvis in opposite directions, coming through that flat back and then lifting the chest through your arms, looking up. 2 more there. Inhale, tip your chin to your chest. Round the spine up, think scared Halloween cat. Exhale, press nose and pelvis away, pausing through that flat back, and then lifting the chest. 1 more here. Start to tip the chin to your chest, finding that flat back position, then round the spine up, finding your cat. And exhale as you press nose and pelvis away, lifting the chest and looking up. Good. Now let's tip your chin down and find that nice, strong 4-point kneeling position. So again, shoulders stay over the elbows, hips stay over the knees. Stephanie's gonna reach her left hand off the mat. So reach that left arm straight out in front of you and put it back down. Reach the right arm straight out in front of you. Put it back down. Now left leg reaches back behind you. Good, put it back down. And the right leg, reach the leg back behind you and put it back down. Good. Let's put it all together. We're gonna reach the left arm and out in front of you as you reach the right leg back behind you. Hold it for a split second, like someone's gonna snap your picture. Then put the hand and knee down and switch sides. Good. One more each side like that. Extend and reach. Good. One more here. Good, and put it back down. All right, we're gonna add on again. Feel free to stay here if you'd like. Reach that left arm out in front of you and the right leg back behind you. Point that right toe. Give your booty a little squeeze as you lift that leg up towards the ceiling and lower it back down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put hand and knee down, and we'll do the other side. Reach the arm and leg, good. Give your booty a little squeeze as you lift that leg up towards the ceiling and lower it back down. Good for 5. Not a huge movement here. 4, 3, back is nice and still, hips are nice and still, and 1. Good. Place hand and knee on the floor, and let's go ahead and sink back onto your heels one more time. Good. All right, Steph, we're gonna get you up on your feet, but let's make it a little challenging here. It's always fun to get up in a new way. So shift your weight forward again, finding that quadruped 4-point kneeling, shoulders over elbows, hips over knees. Go ahead and reach your legs back behind you one at a time, coming back up into your plank. Good. From here, you're gonna send those hips straight up towards the ceiling, look at your thighs. With about 3 steps, you're gonna walk your hands back towards your toes. As you get towards your toes, feel free to bend the knees just a little bit. Enjoy that nice forward hang. Then inhale, tip your chin to your chest, and exhale, slowly start to roll up. Good. When you get to the top, roll those shoulders back, and we'll do a little bit of lower body movement. All right, Steph, so let's have you step onto that mat again, just making sure you have some room in front of you. We're gonna start with some squats. So parallel feet, about a hip distance apart. A couple options for the arms here. You can place your hands on your hips. You can reach the arms straight out in front of you. If you happen to have a set of hand weights at home, feel free to pick them up for a little bit more challenge. Shoulders are drawing down and together down the back. Belly's pulled in towards your spine. We're gonna take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, you're gonna bend your knees, lowering yourself down into a squat, thinking about sitting back into a chair, and then press through those heels as you stand up tall. And keep moving just like that. So if we're thinking about the footwork that we do every time we come to a reformer class at Club Pilates East Cobb, the action is the same. We're working a lot of the same muscles. The difference here is that now we're bearing all of our body weight, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. Good. Let's do one more here, lower down into that squat. From here, you're gonna lift up an inch and lower back down an inch. Up and down. It's almost like a little pulse-like movement. Shoulders stay relaxed, bellies stay pulled in tight for 2, and 1. Good, stand up nice and tall. Perfect. Now let's rotate to our Pilates V stance. So bring the heels together, toes apart, thighs are zipped together. Think about a zipper that runs from your heels to your sternum, pulling everything in a little tighter. Again, option for the arms, they can reach wide out to the side, or you can keep your hands on your hips, whatever feels good to you. We're gonna bend the knees, lowering down into a squat, letting the thighs separate. Good, and then press through your heels as you stand up nice and tall. Keep moving just like that. Good. Let's do 3, 2, on 1, lower down and hold, then lift up an inch and down an inch. Good. Pulling your belly button in a little bit tighter each and every time you stand up an inch. Last 2, and 1. Good, stand up nice and tall, lower the arms down. All right, last one here. So Steph, you might want to turn on the mat. We're gonna come to a wide turned out position. So if you're standing on your mat at home, usually the heels will be about the width of the mat. Think wider than hip distance. Again, option for the arms, reach the arms straight out in front of you. You can round a little bit if that feels good to you. We're gonna inhale, exhale, bend the knees, lowering down into a squat, and then stand up nice and tall. Good. Keep moving like that. Whether you have weights or not, if you're ready to add a little arm action, we can certainly do that. So next time you go to lower the hips down, you're gonna open the arms wide, bring the fingertips back together as you stand up nice and tall. Good. We have 3, 2, on 1, lower down into your squat, hold it here, arms are wide, lift the left heel, put it down. Lift the right heel, put it down, and keep moving like that. Left, right, left, and right. Feel free when doing this lower body work, it's totally okay to have a chair nearby. It can kind of act like your ballet bar, give you something to place your hand on for a little support if you need it. Let's do 2 more each side, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. Good, lower the heels and stand up nice and tall. Lower the arms down, shake them out a little bit, roll your shoulders back. So we're gonna move on to some side body work. So Steph, I'm gonna have you come so you're lying down on your left side. So you can have your head towards me. All right, perfect. All right, so perfect. Stephanie already has her hips stacked. So option to cradle your head like Steph is doing. You can also lay your upper arm long on the mat and just lay your head into your upper arm, whatever feels good to you. Hips are stacked, belly's pulling in, and waist is pulling up. You want to think about creating a little bit of space underneath your waist, just enough where you could roll a small marble underneath. Steph, I'm going to have you sweep your legs forward maybe a couple of inches, aiming your toes towards the front corner of your mat, protecting the low back. Now, let's point the toes and bring both your legs to just a hover on the mat. Feel free to keep your bottom leg down if you need a little more support. Keeping the top and bottom leg glued together, you're going to lift both legs up towards the ceiling slightly and lower back down. Good. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Bring your legs back to the hover. Good. Now separate the top and bottom leg by just a couple of inches. Now we're going to lift the top leg only up towards the ceiling and lower back down. Everyone's range is going to be a little different here. Stephanie is really stable through her hips and pelvis, so she's able to lift that leg pretty high while still keeping the top side of the waist long. We're targeting the side of the hip here, so it's not really a side crunch. Good. Let's do 3, 2. Last one, lower that top leg down so it's hovering over the bottom. Separate them by a couple inches, and let's draw little circles with the top foot only. Think dinner plate size here. Either direction, because we're gonna do both sides. Last 2. And 1, good. Now lower both those legs down. Take your top leg and just extend it forward of your body, giving yourself a little stretch through the side of the hip. You're welcome to bend the knee and pull that leg in towards your body if that feels good to you. Good, take a nice deep breath here. And then extend your leg long. We are gonna do the other side, but we're gonna take a pit stop first. So Stephanie, I'm gonna have you roll over onto your belly. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and have you stack your hands and let the elbows open wide out to the side. Go ahead and lay your forehead down onto your hands. You want to keep your hands and forehead glued together, so if your upper body moves, your arms are going to come with you. Go ahead and separate your legs to the width of the mat and turn out. So this turnout is gonna help us keep our low backs comfortable. Now activate those legs. Think about pulling your belly button and pubic bone off the mat, even if it's not actually gonna happen. Taking a nice deep inhale, you're gonna exhale, lift the chest and arms off the mat. Good, and then lower right back down. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale to lift. Beautiful, and exhale, lower down. Last one here, inhale, lift head, neck, and chest, and lower all the way back down. Good. Now, let's reach the arms straight out in front of you. Good, framing your head. Good, think about drawing those shoulders down and together. Legs are active. From here, we're gonna inhale, exhale, lift hands and feet off the mat. Good, and lower back down. Keep moving like that. We're gonna do about 3 more. Again, feel free to keep your toes down on the mat if that's more comfortable for you. Good, last 2. On this next one, we're gonna lift and hold. Good, going into our swimming. Lift the left arm and right leg up towards the ceiling, lower them back to the hover, and switch. Good. Keep moving like that, picking up the pace as you go. Once you get a hang of this movement, it's quick and fast, like you're slapping water with your arms and legs. Keep moving like that for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax those shoulders, and 1, lower everything down. Good. All right, let's go ahead and roll over so we can do the other side. So again, hips are stacked. Head lays into the upper arm, or you're welcome to cradle your arm. If you happen to have like a small blue ball at home, you can also use that as a little headrest. Toes are pointing towards the front corner of the foot bar, belly's pulled in. Don't forget about that little bit of space between your waist and the mat. Point the toes, and let's bring those legs to a hover. Good, top and bottom legs stayed glued together, and we're gonna do little leg lifts up towards the ceiling. So a couple things you can do with the arms. Don't feel discouraged if you feel a little uneven on one side versus the other. You can take the top arm and rest it on the mat like Steph is doing. If you feel really stable, you can bring that hand to your hip. You can also reach it up towards the ceiling for a really challenging movement. Last 2, and 1. Good, legs come back to their hover. Now, top leg only. Point the toe, lift that top leg up towards the ceiling, and lower it back down. Good. Only lifting as high, again, as you can keep the top side of your waist long. As you can see, Stephanie's not coming into a side crunch. All of this movement is coming from the side of the hip. For 3, 2, and 1, lower that top leg down just so it's hovering above the bottom leg. And we're gonna draw those little dinner plate size circles with the top leg only. So with this one, it's really easy to roll around on your hips. So if you feel yourself rolling forward or back, just reduce your range a little bit. And go ahead and switch directions, draw circles in the other direction. Good for 3, 2, and 1. Lower both the top and bottom leg down. Take your top leg, drape it forward of your body, and get a nice stretch through the side of your hip. Welcome to bend that knee, pull it in towards your body if that feels good to you. Go ahead and take a nice deep inhale and an exhale. And then let's have you help yourself up to seated. We're gonna do our mermaid here. So we're gonna find our Z sit position. So Stephanie has one knee bent, the opposite knee is also bent with the shin turned away from her body. She's sitting up really, really tall. Good. So let's go ahead and take that right arm, reach it up towards the ceiling. Good. We're gonna inhale, side bend over, reaching up and over. Then exhale, use your obliques as you stack your spine, sit up tall, lower that arm down to the mat, lift the opposite arm up, and we're gonna side bend in the opposite direction. Reaching up and over. Good, exhale, stacking your spine. Lower that arm down. Opposite arm comes up. Side bend over, little counter stretch. Good, stack your spine to sit up nice and tall. Lower that arm down. Opposite arm comes up, one more like that. Side bend over, reach. Good, then sit up tall, lower that arm down. We're gonna do the other side. So since we're not working on a reformer here, we can simply flip-flop the legs. So again, sitting up nice and tall, let's start with the right hand reaching on the mat, left arm comes up. Think about locking that upper arm into your ear. We're gonna side bend over, feel free to bend that elbow softly as you reach. Good, and sit up nice and tall, stacking the spine, lower that arm down. Opposite arm comes up, side bend over. Good, then stack your spine, use those obliques to help you. Opposite arm comes up, side bend over, reach. Good, sitting up tall, good. Last one here, counter stretch in the opposite direction. Good, then stack your spine, sit up tall, and let's help ourselves all the way back up to standing. Good, and we're just gonna finish with a nice strong roll down. So feet are about a hip distance apart, parallel stance, belly's pulled in, nice flat back, neutral spine. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Good. As you exhale, tip your chin to your chest. Lift up through the waist as you round and roll forward. Good. Once you get to the bottom, let your head hang heavy. Let your arms go. Really think about finding length here. Hopefully you feel a little taller than when we started, a little longer. Maybe you feel a little less stressed. Then let's inhale, keep the weight shifted into the balls of the feet. Tip your chin to your chest. We're gonna exhale, slowly start to roll up. Thinking about stacking the spine one vertebrae over another. It's almost like you're rolling up against a brick wall. Middle back comes up, upper back, finally the head. Let's sweep the arms up one more time, inhale. Turn the palms away from your body as you exhale, press the arms down, almost like you're pressing through water. Roll the shoulders back, and we are all done for today. Thank you guys for tuning in.